Sip-sip manggakun.
Halo. Orang kalimti sa lay karon sa hagdan, titingnan na ako kay hagdan. Ano na ba? Ano plus si Alegria? Kasan? Tik. Ay, ganang kay gidaw na tao. Nagkaroon ng trabaho ng tao di ba tik. Lawang ba na?
Sip-sip man.
Habang bang si Pano, si Taliban, yung bigor ko hindi, ko resistive.
Kaya si Amor ba, di suruh magdugay ba? Ba?
Kaya nga. Napunta ko kay. Di ko ang gawin.
Ha?
Di ka sila magayang.
Ge?
Di ka sila magayang.
Si Amor?
Sa mag-pressure tayo. Private, kapatid, kapag ikinto niya, direct. Kira, sili-sili gawas. Ipitik, marang-marang, lagi-lagi. Salib, ipitik.
Good afternoon, everyone. I call this video conference to order. On behalf of the Bids and Awards Committee of Cagayan de Oro, DPWH Cagayan de Oro first, Engineering Office. I welcome everyone to today's bid conference for the following 5 infra projects, namely 2688009693, asset preservation, rehabilitation, reconstruction, upgrading of damaged paved road, secondary road, CDO-Airport-Bukidnon road, with kilometer limits of 1459 plus 910 to 1462 plus 00 of the city, with an approved budget for the contract of 36,989,045 pesos and 93 centavos for the second project, 26880094, asset preservation, rehabilitation, reconstruction, upgrading of damaged paved roads, tertiary roads, Lumbia-Uguiaban bypass road, with chainage of 3095 to 3805 of the city, with an approved budget for the contract of 18,499,288 pesos and 69 centavos. For the third project, 26880095, rehabilitation of road at Barangay Pagatpat, from station 000 to station 2 plus 500 of the city, with an approved budget for the contract of 46,246,583 pesos and 29 centavos. And for the fourth project, with contract ID number of 26KH0096, construction of multipurpose building in Barangay Tuburan, Cagayan de Oro City, with an approved budget for the contract of 4,945,975 pesos and 27 centavos. For the last project, with contract ID number 26K8007, construction of multipurpose building, DPWH Cagayan de Oro City, First District Engineering Office of this city, Barangay Bulua of the city, with an approved budget for the contract of 48,998,749 pesos and 69 centavos. The purpose of this pre-bid conference is to clarify and explain the requirements, specifications, scope of works, and other provisions of the bidding documents, and to provide prospective bidders an opportunity to raise questions or seek clarification regarding the projects. But before that, may I request Mr. Gabigon to please lead the prayer.
Heavenly Father, in our every of grace and mercy, we give you this love, understanding, foresight, and deliberate best, as the disciples and your families. Lord, and everything we do today for you, of the great name.
Where may I ask the pastor like that? Confirm to conduct the roll call of the attendance, the presence of attendees.
Good afternoon again. Attendance for this pre-bid conference, back chairperson, Engineer Jennifer Imbanaag, back vice chairperson, Engineer Anthony H. Catona, regular member, Engineer Grace Dihulian, provisional members, Engineer Ayuni Grace P. Dampios, and Engineer Shan E.D.B. Filisidario, head back secretariat, Engineer Aida Marilita Villaroy, members, Mr. Apres Ipaderes, Mr. Stevie, head back PWG, Engineer Marvin Julius Tubigan, members, Engineer Camille Andy Escobedo, Engineer Melody Gale L. Bastilla, Engineer Nino B. Bitti, and Mr. Earl John L. Caliba. Programmers, Engineer R.S. D. Calizo, and Engineer Jeff Kent Noynay. Observers from Barangay Pagatpat, Punong Barangay Joel E. Pendas, and Barangay Kagawan LGE Dayata. That's all, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Wayne. With the presence of the board members of the BAC members, we have a quorum and we will now should proceed to with the pre-bid conference. So we will now proceed with the presentation and discussion of the projects. For the first project, we have here the programmer who will discuss the scope of works and other details of this project. Let's welcome Engineer R.S. Calizo.
So good afternoon, everyone. So I'll be discussing project asset preservation, rehabilitation, reconstruction, upgrading of damaged paved road, secondary road, CDO Airport to CDO Airport Bukidnon Road, K 1459 plus 910 to K 1462, station K 14. So this is located in Barangay Dansulion. So net length of this project is 2,090 meters with an approved budget for the contract 36,989,045.93. So project duration 315 calendar days, and the scope of work is rehabilitation of existing paved road to PCCP paved road 0.28 meters thick, 3.35 meters with both sides. So there's also an installation of solar LED roadway lighting with a height of 9 meters. So general drawing, this is located in Barangay Dansulihon. So this is the vicinity map. And this is the site development plan. So for specifics, so this is the beginning. This is before the junction to the Tertiary road. So after this asphalt, this is the beginning. And the end is the station kilometer post 1462 after the junction of the Dansolihon. So this is the disposal site plan. And for the plan and profile, this is the plan and profile. So this the scope of work is reflected here as per scope. So you can see here there's a station limits at every scope of work. Since not whole length of this project will be rehab, since there's new roadway construction here. So for example, this one. So there are limits to this rehabilitation. So this is a new paved road, the lighter gray. So station limits of this project is reflected on this scope of work. Also the station limits of the solar LED roadway lightings and the countings. So this is the plan and profile. So this is the end. So for this is the straight line diagram for clarifications as to the station limits. So for typical drawings, this is the typical drawings wherein we have here, there's a section wherein we have 4 lanes. So again, this is the reflection rehabilitation of inner lanes. So there's also sections which have 2 lanes. So we will also have a rehabilitation of these 2 lanes. So also this project is accompanied with reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings and solar street lights. So you can see here on the right side. So this is the reblocking details. The PCCP details or concrete pavement details. Geometric design standard drawings. So for summary of quantities, we have here provision of field office for the engineer rental basis, 10.5 months. Permits and clearances, 1 lump sum. Project billboard and signboard for each. Occupational safety and health program, 1 lump sum. Traffic management, 7.87 months. Mobilization, demobilization, 1 lump sum. Removal of actual structure obstruction, 0.23 meters thick, PCCP unreinforced, 10,839.18 square meter. Surplus common excavation, 3,965.47 cubic. Structure excavation common soil, 28.51 cubic. Embankment from roadway structure excavation, 84.7 cubic. Gravel fill, 2.59 cubic. Aggregate base course, 2,167.84 cubic meters. Portland cement concrete pavement unreinforced, 0.28 meters thick, 14 days. 10,839.18 square meter. Reinforcing steel grade 40, 1,534.12 kilograms. Structural concrete, 13.18 cubic. Structural concrete painting works, 14.4 square meter. Reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, 733 square meter. And for the yellow, 439.47 square meter. And for the single arm solar LED roadway lightings, 9-meter pole, 80 to 125 watts. So we have here 18 each. So for our minimum equipment requirement, we have here backhoe, 1 list, dump truck, 2 list, bulldozer, 1 list, payloader, 1 list, motorized road grader, 1 list, vibratory wheeler, 1 list, water truck pump, 1 list, plate compactor, 1 list, transit mixer, 4 list, concrete vibrator, 2 owned. So this is owned. The changes of this will be finalized at the bid bulletin. So again, this is concrete vibrator, 2 own, concrete batch plant, 1 lease, concrete spreader, this is 1 own, concrete saw, 1 own, bar cutter, 1 own, joint sealer machine, 1 own, bar bender, 1 own, 1 bagger mixer, 1 own, 1 bagger truck mounted crane, 1 lease, cargo service truck, 1 lease, cargo service truck 9 to 10 metric ton, 1 lease, backhoe with breaker, 1 lease, applicator machine, 1 lease, kneading machine, 1 lease, and material testing apparatus, 1 own. For our traffic management, we have here two-way radio. Again, this is 2 own. And barricade flasher light, 29 own. So for our inclusions of our pay items, we have here provision of field office for the engineer rental basis. The inclusion of this pay item is 20-footer container van with air conditioned unit furnished and maintained or equivalent, including 3 tables and 3 chairs. And for the permits and clearances, we have here NCIP permits and clearances as per memo order number R10 FBV 00395 series of 2025. So this is the specifications of our single arm solar LED roadway lighting. So the rest of these slides are attachments. So this is the soil test reports. So that's all for this project. Thank you. And any questions?
Have any question from the online?
There's none, ma'am.
Mr. Barangay can take the questions. So, for the next budget, the programmer, engineer Aris Calizo still will discuss the details of this project. Ahead, Aris.
So again, good afternoon, everyone. So for the asset preservation, rehabilitation, reconstruction, upgrading of damaged paved roads, tertiary roads, Lumbia-Uguiaban bypass road, Chainage 3095 to Chainage 3805. So again, this is at Barangay Dansulihon. So we have here in at length of 710 meters. So for the approved budget for the contract, 18,499,288.69. Project duration is 233 calendar days, and the scope of work is rehabilitation of existing paved road to PCCP paved road, thickness of 0.28 meters and 3.35 meters with both sides. There's also a construction of open line canals, material use structural concrete, and also installation of solar LED roadway lightings 9 meters high. So general drawing, again, this is located in Barangay Dansulihon. This is at the bypass road. So this is Mangalay. This is at the end junction of the end section of this project is at the junction near the Talakag Bridge, boundary of Dansulihon to Talakag. So this is the site development plan. So for specifics, again, this is the site images. We have here the beginning. After this asphalt road, we will be having the rehabilitation of road. And this is the image of the end. So this is the site disposal site plan. So for the planning profile, this is the planning profile wherein the scope of work is reflected. So we have here the elements of curve and every scope of work. Also here we have the solar LED roadway lights location and the number, and again the every scope of work. So for clarifications, this is the straight line diagram or for clarity. So for typical drawings, we have here the existing road is 3.35 meters both sides, and also in the site there's an existing shoulder which is newly built, which we will not be damaging. So we will be having a rehabilitation of the inner lanes, both sides, and also the construction of line canal. This is the details. Along with this project, the whole length, there will be reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. So this is the details. Also, installation of solar LED roadway lightings. So this is again the reblocking details, the complete pavement details. So the geometric design standard drawings. For the summary of what it is, we have here provision of field office for the engineer rental basis, 7.77 months, permits and clearances, 1 lump sum, project billboard signboard for each, occupational safety and health program, 1 lump sum, traffic management, 5.8 months, mobilization, demobilization, 1 lump sum, removal of actual structure obstruction, 0.23 meters thick, PCCP unreinforced, 4,757 square meter, surplus common excavation, 1,669.44 cubic, structure excavation, 136.65 cubic, and gravel fill, 30.51 cubic. For the aggregate base course, we have here 951.4 cubic meters. Portland cement concrete pavement unreinforced 0.28 meters thick, 14 days, 4,757 square meter. Reinforcing steel grade 40, 9,961.08 kilograms. Structural concrete, 130.69 cubic. Structural concrete painting works, 5.6 square meter. For the reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, we have here 169 square meter. And for the yellow, 53.44 square meter. So for the single arm solar LED roadway lightings, 9 meter pole, 80 to 125 watts, 7 each. For the minimum equipment requirement, we have here backhoe, 1 list, dump truck, 2 own, bulldozer, 1 list, payloader, 1 list, motorized road grader, 1 list, vibratory roller, 1 list, water truck pump, 1 owned, plate compactor, 1 owned, transit mixer, 4 list, concrete vibrator, 2 owned, concrete batch plant, 1 list, concrete screeder, 1 owned, concrete saw, 1 owned, bar cutter, 1 owned, drain sealer machine, 1 list, bar bender, 1 owned, 1 bagger mixer, 1 owned, truck mounted crane, 21 to 25 metric ton, 1 list, cargo service truck, 2 to 5 metric ton, 1 list, cargo service truck, 9 to 10 metric ton, 1 list, backhoe with breaker, 1 list, applicator machine, 1 list, kneading machine, 1 list, and material testing apparatus, 1 owned. For the traffic management, we have here two-way radio, 2 owned, and barricade flasher light, 29 owned. So for the inclusions of our pay items, we have your provision of the field office for the engineer. The inclusion of this pay item is 20-footer container van with air conditioned unit, furnished and maintained or equivalent. So inclusion of this is 3 tables and 3 chairs. For the permits and clearances, the inclusion of this item is NCIP permits and clearances as per memo order number R10 FBV 00395 series of 2025. So also this is the specification of our solar LED roadway lightings, 9-meter pole, 1 to 5 watts. So the rest of these are the attachments. This is the soil test reports. So that's all for this project. Thank you, and any questions?
Um, For the next project, third project, Engineer Jeff Get, and I will discuss the details. Okay, go ahead. Jeff?
Pagatpat nga ron.
Let me open. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Engineer Jeff Nguyenay. I will be discussing the 2026 Virus Infrastructure Rehabilitation of Roads at Barangay Pagatpat no Station 0 to Station 2,500, 2+500, located at Pagatpat, Cagayan de Oro City. The approved budget for contract is 46,246,583 peso and 29 centavos with the calendar days of 386. The fund source is in General Appropriation Act. So this is the location map of all sections in Pagatpat Road Rehab. The first section in Section 1, Sili-Sili. Section 1, Sili-Sili, we have 916 meters length. Then the Section 2 in Balite, 307 meter length. Then Section 3A, Habitat, we have 198 meters. Then section 3B, habitat 107 meters. Then section 4, Pagatpat proper, 127 meters. Section 5, same 92 meters. Section 6, same 135 meters. Section 7, 364 meters. And last, section 8, we have 254 meters. Then we have total length of 2,500 meters. So this is the Zoom site image, Google Maps of section 1 Silicili. As you can see, the beginning of the project is near in Pagatpat Elementary School. Then the end of the project is near in Silicili Covered Court. So this is the plan and profile of this project. The scope of works is existing damaged pavement to be removed and replaced with new PCCP. Also this, and this also. Then this is the side images of the beginning and end of the section. Then in section 2, Balite, we have 307 meters in length. The beginning of the project is near in the Kingdom Hall of Geneva Witness. Then the end of the section project is near Laguna Residence. So this is the scope. This is the plan and profile of the section. The plan and the scope of works of this section is proposed construction of road. So this is the site images of the beginning and end of the section. So we have the section 3A habitat. We have the 198 meters in length. The beginning of the project is at the back of Pagatpat EQ Child Development Center. So this is the plan and profile of the section. The scope of work is proposed construction of road. So we have the section 3B, connect po ito sa section 3A. So we have 107 meters. Then the plan and profile, same Japan. We have proposed construction of road. So in section 4, Pagatpat proper, the beginning of the section project is beside Pagatpat Covered Court. Then the end is beside the chapel. So this is the plan and profile of this section. The scope of works is existing damaged pavement to be removed and replaced with new PCCP. So this is the site images of the beginning and end of this section project. So in section 5, we have 92 meters, and the beginning of the project section is near also in the Pagatpat EQ Child Development Center. Then the end is we have the existing road. So the plan and profile of the section is this is the plan and profile, and then we have the scope of works. The scope of work of this section is proposed construction of road. So this is the section 6. The section 6 is connecting from section 1. We have 135 meters. So this is the plan and profile of the project section. We have the scope of works is also proposed construction of road. So this is the site images of the beginning and end of the section. Then the section 7, we have 364 meters length. The beginning of this section is beside Canituan National High School. Then this is the plan and profile. The scope of works of this section is proposed construction of road. So this is the site images of the beginning and end of the section. So last, the section 8, we have 254 meters. The beginning of this project is near RG Fuel. So this is the plan and profile. The scope of works of this section is proposed construction of road also. So this is the site images of the beginning of the section. So this is the typical road section. So our summary of quantities. We have permit and clearances, one lump sum, project billboard or signboard for each, occupational safety and health program, one lump sum, traffic management, one lump sum, mobilization, demobilization, one lump sum, removal of actual structure or obstruction, 23-meter thick PCCP unreinforced, 5,215 square meter, surplus common excavation, 4,437.44 cubic meter, structure excavation, common soil, 209.52 cubic meter, embankment from barrow, common soil, 43.4 cubic meter, aggregate base course, 2,360.54 cubic meter, Portland cement concrete pavement unreinforced, 0.23 meter thick, 14 days, 12,901.6 square meter, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, 644.45 square meter, yellow, 98.66 square meter. Then the signal arm solar LED roadway lighting, 9-meter pole, 80 watts, 225 watts, we have 97 each. Then gravel field, 13.97 cubic meter. Structural concrete, 4,000 PSI. Class A, 28 days, 71 cubic meter. Reinforcing steel deform, grade 40, 5,016.32 kilogram. So we have the permit and clearances as is excavation permit as per ordinance. So this is the minimum equipment requirement to be used. Two-way radio, to own barricade flasher, then owned trailer for equipments, one leased concrete vibrator, two owned concrete skidder, one owned concrete saw, one owned mechanized joint sealer, one owned lead compactor, one leased vibrator ruler, one leased motorized road grader, one leased dump truck, two leased transit mixer, one leased concrete batch plant, one leased chainsaw, one leased boom truck, one leased backhoe with pavement breaker, one leased water truck, one leased bulldozer, one leased payloader, one leased backhoe, one leased bar cutter, single phase, one owned bar bender, three phase, one owned, one bagger mixer, one owned applicator machine, one leased kneading machine, one leased cargo or service truck, one leased truck mounted crane, one leased laboratory testing apparatus, one set. And that's all. Thank you.
Are there any questions? Concerns, can concern? Sir, Feel Cagayan, and let's now proceed to the next project, fourth one. To be discussed by Chair Mayfield and the office.
So good afternoon, everyone. On behalf on Engineer Sungahid, I'll be representing the project name Construction of Multipurpose Building in Barangay Tuburan, Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis Oriental, with the coordinates of 124.50239 and 8.43704. Location, Barangay Tuburan, Cagayan de Oro City, with the appropriation of 5 million, and contract ID is 26KH0096. So the approved budget contract for this project is 4,947,896.16 with a calendar days of 180. So the major categories is BICWA PLC, which is buildings construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame, and the similar major categories is BICWO-PHC, buildings construction without piles, high-rise concrete frame. So for the scope of works for this project is construction and improvement of the multipurpose building and the stage, having an overall building component dimensions of 12 meter by 12 meters with an area of 144 square meter, and a new stage with dimensions of 12 meters by 5 meters, including the architectural works, structural works, plumbing works, and electrical works as per approved plans of the POW and the standard specifications. So this is our location plan inside the Tuburan National High School. And these are our site photos. So as you can see, we have existing structures such as mainly the covered court itself and the stage and the concrete slab. So the stage is to be removed and to be constructed with a new one. So this is our perspective. So the existing slab will be also extended with a new slab, concrete slab. So for architectural plan, we have the front elevation, the left side elevation, the floor plan, the cross section, the roof plan with a pre-painted corrugated roof, dual slope, and the foundation plan of the covered court with that 100 mm thick slab on fill. So for the structural, we have the foundation plan for the stage, floor plan with a dressing room for the female and male, and ME and EE room with a utility and also toilet. So we have our details such as the pedestal, the I-beam column joint, the stiffener plate, footing detail typical section, the roof plan for the stage, and its roof framing plan. So this is our truss detail. For fascia frame detail. For the typical girth detail. The stair detail and the I-beam and stiffener plate detail. So detail for our trusses. And also its connections. For the subrod details. And now for our summary of quantities. We have the Part B, the other general requirements. B31, permit and clearances, 1 lump sum. B51, project billboard signboard, 2 each. B71, occupational safety and health program, 1 lump sum. B91, mobilization and demobilization, 1 lump sum. And for Part C, earthworks, we have 801, Removal of structure and obstruction, 1 lump sum. 803 1A, structure excavation common soil, 133.78 cubic meter. 804 1A, embankment from roadway, structure excavation common soil, 133.78 cubic meter. 804 2A, embankment from borrow common soil, 147.43 cubic meter. 847 gravel fill, 43.83 cubic meter. And for part D, reinforced concrete, we have 901C, structural concrete, 3,000 PSI Class A 28 days, 29.43 cubic meter. 902C, structural concrete Class B 28 days, 33 cubic meter. 902 1A1, reinforcing steel deformed grade 40, 3,166.80 kilograms. 903 2, formworks and false works, 204.09 square meter. And for part E, the finishing and other civil works, we have 1,001 storm drainage and downspout, 1 lump sum. 1,001 pipe with fittings connection, 1 lump sum. 1,002 plumbing fixtures, 1 lump sum. 1,024 cold water line, 1 lump sum. 1,008 1C, aluminum glass windows, owning type, 1.44 square meter. 1,010 2A doors flush, 5.67 square meter. 1,013 2A fabricated metal roofing accessory, 24.40 linear meter. 1,014 1A2 repainted metal sheets, 288 square meter. 1,013 2B fabricated metal roofing accessory flashing, 146.40 linear meter. 1,013 2C fabricated metal roofing accessory gutters, 80.52 linear meter. 1,027 1 cement plaster finish, 354.78 square meter. 1,032 1A painting works, masonry concrete, 284.03 square meter. 1,032 1C painting works steel, 1,068.95 square meter. And 1,046 2A1 CHB non-loading bearing, 100 mm, 197.15 square meter. 1,047 4B metal structure accessories, turnbuckle, 20 each. 1,047 5A metal structures, bolts and rods, 36.50 kilograms. 1,047 5B metal structure accessories, subrods, 113.76 kilograms. 1,047 5C metal structure accessories, cross bracing, 133.90 kilograms. 1,047 5D metal structure accessories, steel plates, 874.99 kilograms. 1,047 8A structural steel trusses, 7,920.58 kilograms. 1,047 8B structural steel purlins, 1,242 kilograms. And for part F, or electrical, are 1,110 conduits, boxes, and fittings, 1 lump sum. 1,101.33 wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. 1,102 1 panel board with main and branch breakers, 1 lump sum. 1,103 1 lighting fixtures and lamps, 1 lump sum. Of course, let's not forget for our safety warning signs, we have the proper PPE signage, the safety first or the SF1, and safety first SF2, the hard hat area, danger deep excavation, beware of falling debris, construction entrance, and construction exit. Safety harness required, welding, hot work area, authorized personnel only, fall hazards, temporary material stocking area. And also for our summary of quantities, the lump sum, these are the storm drainage and downspout. And for our electrical, the conduits, boxes, and fittings. And also for our permit and clearances, it includes the building permit, all professionals, and also for the Bureau of Fire. So for our MER or minimum equipment requirement, we have the backhoe, 1 unit lease, concrete vibrator, 2 unit owned, dump truck, all models, 1 unit owned, 1 bagger mixer, 1 unit owned, plate compactor, 1 unit owned, grinding machine with accessories, 1 unit owned, bar cutter, 1 unit owned, bar bender, 1 unit owned, welding machine, 1 unit owned, boom truck, 1 unit leased, material testing apparatus, 1 set owned, minor tools, 1 set owned, and the jackhammer for 1 unit owned. And that is all. Thank you. So are there any questions or clarifications?
And clarifications, questions found on work session to the last budget. Stars the engineer later.
Wala ako dara.
Okay. Perfect. Again, good afternoon. I'll be discussing construction of multipurpose building, DPWH Cagayan de Oro City, First District Engineering Office, Bulua, Cagayan de Oro City. The approved budget for contract is 48,998,749 pesos and 7 centavos. We have the contract duration, 315 calendar days. The major categories is building construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame. Similar major categories, building construction without piles, high-rise concrete frame. The scope of work is construction of 3-story parking building and covered court. So the location plan is at the DPWH City of First Day. So the scope of work is construction of car parking building. As you can see, we have the rendered images of the car parking building and also the covered court. So in architectural plan, this is the ground floor plan. So you can see we have 2 buildings, the parking building and covered court. The parking building, we have 7 to 8 slots of parking slot. Then beside is the guardhouse, then the stair exit, and we have the car elevator shaft. Then bridge connecting to the existing building. So this is the second floor plan. We have 8 slots of car parking. Then in the third floor, 8 slots. So this is the front elevation of the parking building and the covered court. Rear elevation of both building. Then the covered court. Then we have the right side elevation of covered court and left side elevation. Then the cross section of both building. So this is the ground floor level reflected ceiling plan. Second floor. Then the third floor. So this is the roof plan. And the stair detail. Then the car elevator details. In structural plan, you have the foundation plan, ground floor framing plan, second and third floor framing plan, then the roof beam framing plan, then the roof framing plan. In the covered court, we have roof one beam and support framing plan and section top. Then the roof one beam and support framing plan and section topmost. Then roof two beam and support framing plan and section top. Roof two beam and support framing plan and section topmost. So we have the right side elevation of the covered court and front and rear elevation. So this is the pedestal and base plate and anchor bolt details. Then the elevator detail plan. So in permit and clearances, we have the building permit, all professionals and Bureau of Fire. Then the permit and clearances for the contractor stocks. Then the safety warning signs. So summary of quantities, we have permit and clearances, 1 lump sum, project billboard or signboard to each, occupational safety and health program, 1 lump sum, mobilization and demobilization, 1 lump sum, removal of structure and obstruction, 1 lump sum, structure excavation common soil, 713.04 cubic meter, embankment from roadway or structure excavation common soil, 1052.39 cubic meter, gravel fill, 109.99 cubic meter, structural concrete, 3,000 PSI, class A, 28 days, 548.39 cubic meter, structural concrete class A, 28 days, 126.03 cubic meter, structural concrete class B, 28 days, 36.14 cubic meter, reinforced steel deformed, grade 40, 227,223.77 kilograms, formworks and false works, 3,857.19 square meter, soil poisoning, 32 liters, storm drainage and downspout, 1 lump sum, pipes with fittings connection, 1 lump sum, plumbing fixtures, 1 lump sum, stainless steel grab bar, 40 millimeter diameter, 5.87 linear meter, facial mirror, 0.54 square meter, cold water line, 1 lump sum, ceiling, 4.5 millimeter thick metal frame fiber cement board, 4 square meter, ceiling metal frame, repainted metal panel, 166.79 square meter, finishing hardware, 1 lump sum, fire rated fire exit steel door, 1.89 square meter, aluminum frame glass door, swinging type, 1.89 square meter. Aluminum glass window, sliding type, 1.54 square meter. Jealousy windows, 3.69 square meter. Door wood panel, 3.47 square meter. Door glass panel, 2.94 square meter. Fabricated metal roofing accessory, gauge 26 flashing, 148.84 linear meter. Fabricated metal roofing accessory, gutters, 156.16 linear meter. Pre-painted metal sheets, rib type long span, 875.59 square meter. Waterproofing liquid, 62.85 square meter. Unglazed tiles, 4 square meter. Floor finishes, 1 lump sum. Cement plaster finish, 12.74 square meter. Acoustical ceiling panel, 20 square meter. Painting works, masonry or concrete, 266.76 square meter. Painting works or steel, 524.7 square meter. Reflective insulation, 568.84 square meter. PVC doors and frames, 1.47 square meter. CHB non-load bearing, including reinforcing steel, 100 millimeter, 266.76 square meter. Metal structure accessories, turnbuckle, 16H. Bolt and rods, 14H. Sagrads, 63.84 kilograms. Bruce bracing, 227.23 kilograms. Steel plates, 1,704.84 kilograms. Structural trusses, 45,906.84 kilograms. Structural steel purlins, 1,122.66 kilograms. Railing, 1 lump sum. Conduits, boxes, and fittings, 1 lump sum. Wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. Panel board with main branch and breakers, 1 lump sum. Lighting fixtures, 1 lump sum. Then we have the minimum equipment requirement to be used. Stake truck cargo, 1 unit leased. Concrete vibrator, 2 unit owned. Backhoe, 1 unit leased. Dump truck, 1 unit leased. 1 bagger mixer, 1 unit owned. 1 bar cutter, 1 unit owned. Bar bender, 1 unit owned. Welding machine, 500 ampere, 1 unit owned. Cutting outfit, 1 unit owned. Material testing apparatus, 1 set owned. Minor tools, 1 set owned. Boom truck, 1 unit leased. Plate compactor, 1 unit owned. Jackhammer, 1 unit owned. And reminders for the summary of quantities. The summary of quantities is subject for bid bulletin. And that's all. Thank you.
Yeah, are there any questions, clarifications? On the viewers, is that? So, let's now proceed to the mechanics of the procurement of these, five civil works, especially the submission of bids, the buying of, understand for the buying of tender documents, submission of the bids, those to be opening, to be discussed by Engineer Lorono from the Council of Secretary.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Engineer Jen. I'm Jen. I will be discussing the procurement requirements and procedures for these infrastructure projects. So here we have these infrastructure projects with their corresponding contract IDs and the approved budget for the contract. So for the agenda, first we will discuss the project details and basic contract data as discussed earlier. Next, we have the brief orientation and the minimum requirements that must be complied by the bidder. And lastly, we have the common reasons for the non-compliant bids. So here we have the procurement schedule. The buying of tender documents is until September 1, 2026 until 9:30 a.m. only. The deadline for the submission of bids will be on September 1, 2026 until 10 a.m. and the opening of bids will follow right after the deadline or the dropping of bids. The bid submission may be done manually or electronically. However, bidders should only select one mode of submission, either manual or electronic. So here we have the two envelope system, wherein the first envelope contains the technical documents of the bids, and the second envelope contains the financial documents of the bids. They are separate bid envelopes which contains an original copy and two photocopies. For the electronic submission, the details are stated in the bid data sheet in accordance with Department Order 87, Series of 2020. Bid proposals may be submitted through an authorized representative together with the original notarized special power of attorney or SPA for sole proprietorship or board, partnership, joint venture resolution with secretary certificate for corporations, partnership, joint venture, or cooperative, which is contract specific, and presentation of a company ID or any government issued ID to ensure the representative is an official member and to prevent fraudulent actions such as unauthorized use of another contractor's eligibility for personal gain. First, we have the requirements for the first envelope. The bidder must provide a current and updated, valid and updated PhilZIP's registration certificate in Platinum membership. And failure of the bidder to update the PhilZIP certificate of registration shall result in an automatic suspension of the bidder's certificate. Next, we have the bidder must provide a statement of the statement of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet stated. Please take note that failure to disclose the required information or providing incomplete or false details may result in disqualification from the bidding process. Next, the bidder must provide a statement of all of the single largest completed contract for the SLCC, the Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or PCAB license, or special PCAB license in case of joint venture. And also the bidder must provide the bid security. We have 4 forms of bid security. The bidder will only choose one form to be submitted. Here we have the cash or cashier's check, the bank guarantee, the surety bond, and the bid securing declaration with their corresponding amount of bid security. Next, we have the required this is the standard form of the bid securing declaration. Next, the bidder must provide an organizational chart for the contract to be bid, and also the list of contractors' key personnel and the list of contractors' major equipment and laboratory units, which are owned, leased, or under purchase agreement. And also an additional requirement, which is the ISO 9001 2015 certification of projects with an approved budget for the contract ranging of more than 30 million pesos. Here is the standard form for the list of contractors' key personnel. And also, please see the Department Order 169 series of 2015. This is the guidelines for the assignment of contractors and consultants, project engineers to the project. Here we have the classification of project engineers with the corresponding limits of assignments. And also the DEO 111 series of 2018 for the guidelines for the assignments of accredited DPWH materials engineers. And here we have the list of contractors' major equipment units. This is the standard form. And also the bidder must provide an original and duly signed omnibus sworn statement, the net financial contracting capacity, and a joint venture agreement, if applicable. And this is the standard form for the omnibus sworn statement. And also an additional requirement, latest general information sheet reflecting the beneficial ownership information duly received by the Security and Exchange Commission for Corporations, in accordance with Section 54.3 of the IRR. So next, for the second envelope, we have the financial requirement. The bidder must provide an original and duly signed financial bid form, the bill of quantities, the detailed estimates, and the cash flow by quarter. So these are the standard forms for the bid form. The bill of quantities, the detailed estimates, and the cash flow by quarter. So next, we have the common grounds for the non-compliant bid. So here we have the observations from the previous procurement activities, in which we have the missing or incomplete required documents, unsigned or improperly signed forms, incorrect or inconsistent computations in the bill of quantities or financial proposal, expired or invalid licenses and permits, non-compliance with specified technical requirements, and failure to use prescribed forms. So next, we have the preventive measures and recommendations, in which we have to carefully check the validity of the document, ensuring all forms are signed by the authorized signatory, using the exact forms provided in the bidding documents, verifying computations before submission, organizing documents according to the prescribed sequence, and asking clarifications from the back secretariat within the allowable period. And that is all, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you, Chair. Are there any questions for servers? Sir, Barangay Cagayan and Yep. There are no other questions. Others to discuss, and here the discussion of the 5 projects closed. On behalf of the Bids and Awards Committee of DPWH Cagayan de Oro first, I would like to thank all the observers, especially the Barangay Captain and the Barangay Kawad from Barangay Pagatpat. And to all observers and in online viewers and online viewers participated in today's bid conference. So there being no other matters to discuss, this bidding conference is hereby adjourned. Thank you very much and good afternoon.